Hey, welcome to Keight Krafts. I'm Keight. Today I would like to share with you a hashtag inspired card. Let's get started. So to start off, this is the paper pad that I will be using. This is the Recollections Halloween or Happy Halloween pattern paper, and I have not used it yet, so this is what we're going to use today. So here are some of the papers that are in the paper pad. I don't think that this is still available because I got this on clearance last year and I couldn't resist because why not? It's Halloween and those ghosts are super cute. I wish they had dies for these kinds of pattern papers and they could just reuse the pattern paper, but they don't, and I suck at fussy cutting. So what we're going to do here is we are going to take the 12 by 12 sheet, and I want that orange, or yellowy orange, I should say. Yellow? Yellow. Yeah, it's not orange. And I'm just going to trace out my outside-in stitched scalloped rectangle by Fawn and give me an idea of how big I'm going to need this piece of paper, because I have a 6 die press and it's only 6 inches across, and this is a 12 by 12 piece of paper. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to cut these guys down so I could store them. And once I've got that cut out, I am going to set that off to the side. So again, we're going to do the same thing. We are going to cut down a piece of the 12 by 12 using the Lawn Fawn dies here. I've got the outside in stitched rectangle die. And I could have cut this 6 by 6, but I don't need a 6 by 6 piece, so I'm just going to cut this down to the size of the die, which roughly about 4.5 by 5 3/4. So I have enough of the paper that I'm going to need for this. And I just used my We Are Memory Keepers paper trimmer and scoreboard to cut that down because it's big enough. And here I am just taking apart the die. I want to be careful to pull this out so I don't rip the paper because I've done that before. And just to give you an idea, that lines up perfectly with the scalloped edge. So next, all I want from this piece of paper is the little orange foiled line here. So I'm very carefully using my paper trimmer to trim these out. I could have cut these down better with my Fiscers Guillotine trimmer, but you'll see in a bit what I end up doing with this. So I've set that off to the side, and here I'm taking a full stick Post-it note to give myself a little bit more finger room with the guard here, and I'm lining up the best that I possibly can to that edge and just using my guillotine trimmer to trim everything down. Now I'll flip that over and then I will trim it out again, but because it's so sticky, I'm just going to fold it over so that way I don't get it stuck to the guard here. And then that way I can trim that down. And then I'll do that to the rest of the pieces here. So I've got this feline wicked cut out and I end up not using it. I wanted to use it so bad, but I found that it didn't go with the ghost and the pumpkins too well. So after I've done fussy cutting everybody out, I took that off camera because it was pretty bad. I hate fussy cutting. I found that you have to cut one way to be able to get the same kind of cut around the edges. Like if you cut from the back, you get a different kind of cut, whereas if you cut from the front, it's hard to explain. If you know what I'm talking about, let me know in the comments below. So I've used the outside in stitched rectangle die to give myself a border on the bottom of this. That way it kind of looks a little more cohesive with the stitched around the edge of the border here. And I am just going to line that up and think, I need something else to go with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out some of this black glittered cardstock, and this one is from a specialty Noir pack by Recollections. Again, I got this probably last year, and I doubt that they have this available anymore. I'm not sure. It's Michael's. I've got quite a few of their paper packs that I've never used or haven't used much of. So all I'm doing here is I'm thinking maybe I could trim around or trace around the back and cut out that way. But then I think, you know what, maybe not. And then I think, well, maybe I could bring out one of these dies to cut it out. And then I decide that, no, maybe I'll just fussy cut because why not, right? So all I'm going to do is trim from the back here with enough space to go back in. Again, this is just eyeballing it. I didn't want to have it too large of a border, and then I noticed the cut was a little different because of the way the scissors cut, I guess, and then I thought I'd have to go back in and do it this way. Now, I wish I could have used the outside in stitched rectangle die to cut this because I hate fussy cutting. It is probably my least favorite thing in the whole world when it comes to card making. So again, I've spared you the tedious boredom of watching me try to cut these guys out. So once I'm happy with the cut, I'll dust that off, and all I've done with that Post-it note was made like a little hinge, and I found that it helped quite a bit. Now, I've got this feline wicked that I think, well, maybe I'll bring in that glitter cardstock again and cut it down and, you know, add it to the card, but then I think better of it, and I decide that I want a different one. So I come back in with my 12 by 12 piece and realize it's just slightly bigger from what I cut down. Like, I didn't cut this down to a 12. I cut it down so it was less than 12 by 12 with my other trimmer, and then I just decided I'm going to cut out a little piece because this is my thought process. Yes, it's all over the place. I didn't really plan this card out. I just kind of felt bad because I haven't done a hashtag inspired card for Get Creeping on Halloween for a while, and this hashtag-driven series of Halloween projects was started by my friend Jaime over at Inky and Scrappy. These projects are posted on the last day of the month, and all are welcome to join in. If you don't have YouTube, don't worry about it. Just post your make on social media and use the hashtag. You can even tag Inky and Scrappy over on Instagram too, if you'd like. And I've been kind of a nincompoop about not posting to Get Creeping on Halloween, so this is my guilty video. Sorry, Jaime. I've been kind of bad with posting about this. So anyway, all I'm doing here is I'm assembling the card. So we're going to start off with my base, go around with some easy runner tape, and then we'll add in some little bit of glue. So I get the immediate stick and then the glue stick, and then that's good. And then next I'm going to line everybody up here and think, okay, am I good? I'm good. So I'm going to use both the sticky tape and the glue again, just so I have a quick stick and then a stick that'll last a little bit longer because I like to glue everything twice. That's just how I do. So once I've done that, I will pick this up. I don't know where I put my tweezers. I didn't even think to grab them. I probably should have grabbed them. But once that's all lined up, I'll give that a good mash down. And then we are going to glue that onto the card base. Well, not the card base, but my base panel here. And again, we'll add the tape and extra glue. And then we'll flip that over and line up the stitched edges to the stitched edges, and then give that a good pat down. And the same for the boo. Now, I do like using the double stick with the sticky stick and the glue stick and adding that to the glitter stock because it's not a smooth surface, and the squidgy glue kind of adds to the adhesion over top of the glitter cardstock. Now, I've got these extra little pieces that I completely forgot about. I mean, it would have been smart to add these before I had glued down the pattern paper, but because I didn't have a game plan and I'm kind of winging it, this is what we're going to do. So I'm going to grab some of my Tombo Mono glue because it has got that fine tip and I didn't want to get glue everywhere with the Lawn Fawn glue. So I'm just going to put a little bead of glue along that, not too careful about how far I've gone out. It'll dry clear. And then I'll do the same here to this one and just kind of line them up on an angle to add a little extra interest to the card. This is my first card that I've done in a while where I haven't really stamped out images and, you know, colored and stuff like that. And I thought this was just kind of quick and easy. I think all in all, with stopping and grabbing a cup of coffee and a drink of water, this probably only took me maybe about 45 minutes to make, which was kind of nice. Sometimes I overlook the easy cards in favor for the more complicated ones and then end up getting discouraged and not wanting to do them. But sometimes just doing an easy, quick card just to kind of get that extra creativity, energy out of you is sometimes just what the doctor called for, right? So once I'm done with the trimming of that, I'm going to trim off, or stick down, sorry, my little boo logo, and I'm going to go for this glue right here, and then go around the edges, and then that way I can stick this down on top of the pattern paper, and there we go. Now all I need is a card base, and my card is done, but first we're going to add in a little bit of Stardust jelly roll pen around the boo with some dots and dashes, and we probably won't stop there. So this is just to give the little boo a little bit of interest here, so that way when you catch it in the light it's got extra sparkle. And then I'll go around the ghosts and the little lines on that and add in, and then I'll do the pumpkins as well, just to kind of have everything tie in together. And I just think this looks quite cute. I cannot speak. I can never speak. But it's okay. You come here from the comic relief, not really the card making, right? So here I'll do the spider, and then to add interest to the back of the paper, I will just go in on the yellow dots and just give them a little swoosh of sparkle. I mean, you don't have to do this, but I thought it would be kind of neat to go with the metallic look of it as well. And here you have my finished card. I hope this video inspired you today and that you might consider joining in on the Get Creeping on Halloween hashtag. So if you found today's video entertaining, please give it a like and subscribe. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me today. Take care.